Good morning, everybody, and to some of us in Alberta, yes, good afternoon. Hope you guys are not having lunch and listening to this. And I know it's lunchtime over there. And for those even more east, and you guys are finished with your lunch and ready to listen. So awesome! So good to be back here at the Remax live interview, the Voices in Real Estate. This live interview will take place weekly for viewers in the real estate industry to learn and become better real estate agents. Within Remax, we believe in strength in numbers, where people are open to share their knowledge and experiences with other Remax agents and the rest of the industry to help them better serve their clients. And today, we are very excited to have a real estate team. The topic itself is Crushing It, the Rise of the Real Estate Team. And our special guest is Katrina Amurao from Remax 2000 in Surrey, BC. So let's get Katrina on the screen here. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good.
Good.
Thanks for having me here.
Awesome. Nice branded shirt you got there. Oh, the other side. There you go.
Yeah,
it's always mirrored off. Even I sometimes I find it hard to kind of make sure to show my logo. But good to have you here for us and sharing your experience and knowledge. So you've been, I guess, you've been in the industry for a while now, 15 years or so. But maybe kind of give the viewers a little bit, talk a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your background. And so forth, so they get a better idea who Katrina is.
Yeah. Okay. So I started in real estate in 2004. I was in my early 20s, and I would still consider at that time, new immigrants, 6 years in the country, and I had a really strong accent, and still have. And when I started real estate, I joined Remax 2000. I interviewed a lot of offices, and I felt that if I wanted to be successful, I have to align myself with a big brand and a company that would support my success. So after interviewing, I was, at that time, I was like so into training versus brand and cost and all that. But I thought, okay, you know what? I got to go all in, and I got to align myself with the best. I don't have to mess around with this. This is my life. And so I joined Remax 2000, and there's no looking back since. Been there since then. And I was the only one. I was 23 then. I was the only one under 30 in my office, and among a handful of female. And I was treated like their daughter and their I don't want to say granddaughter. They're most of them treated me like, everybody really treated me well in Remax, and so that's where I started. And yeah,
awesome.
Now I'm here with my husband and with our team, so we're really happy.
Awesome. It's interesting because right before this call, we were just talking about how we kind of got into the real estate industry around the same time in 2004, 2005, was around that time. And we were both jumping into this, not knowing what really was going to happen. And fast forward 15, 16 years, and here we are. We're actually doing an interview with each other, and we're all within the same brand. But like you said, it's how we jumped in where you are, I guess, especially for realtors, especially if you're new to the industry. When you get in there, there's credibility is always a little bit of an issue. But if you associate with, I guess, the brand that the consumer know, it does really help you in terms of a standard, because that's the power of a brand itself. And like you said, you've been in the industry for a while now, and you've always, even a couple years back, you've always been a really good individual realtor yourself. In fact, one of the top 1% for a couple years now. But until the last couple of years, the last 3-4 years, you've taken on that really good, great realtor to like this, massive growth. All of a sudden, and started building your team and so forth. But what was your mindset? I mean, because a lot of people are, maybe in the platinum range and so forth, but they they're satisfied, right? But what was your mindset? What were you going through? You know, in your mindset, it's like, okay, I got to do better. I got to do this, right? And
Mhm.
how'd you do it? What was your mindset and all that stuff?
Well, it was a progression. Really, it just showed in the last it was 5 years ago that where we started really, where it
Take off.
showed that we grew. But really, the 10 years before that, it's the roots, the foundation. We were building the foundation. And then it just, it's like a bamboo where for years you wouldn't see anything, and then it will just sprout out, grow. And that's what happened to us, is that we were building the foundation. Of course, during that time it didn't feel like it. It's like, yes, we were in the platinum, we were making 250 to 350,000 for, I'd say, 8 years. It was like up and within that range. We were always in platinum. We couldn't, cross that chairman's club. And so we were just doing that. But over the years, actually, to kind of backtrack a little bit, when we started real estate, we've always had a coach. 3 months into the business, I had a coach, and then a year into it, Neil, my husband, joined me in order to help me out, because in my first year I did really well because I was really a go-getter. But what changed 5 years ago is a switch in mindset. It started with a switch in a coach. So I believe that in every stage in our career, there's a different coach for every stage in our career. So we switched coaches 5 years ago, and he allowed us to see beyond what were the limiting beliefs that we put in our minds, like the ceiling. And I thought, okay, well, at that time I was so focused on working only on my database, and I did not Neil and I did not really spend money on marketing. So until 5 years ago, we started marketing. We got in the game, we got in the ring. And so we started branding ourselves. That's when we got out of our shell. That's when we started, wearing our jackets, and we wrapped our vehicles. People were making fun of us. Like, they're like, are you crazy? Who in their right mind would put their face in their vehicle? And we just stayed with it. We didn't let what other people's opinion get in the way of us wanting to be better people and be able to make a positive impact in more people's lives. And so at that time, as much as we felt like, oh, we were already making an impact in a lot of people's lives, I realized one day, one of the parents at the school where our kids go, they didn't know I was a realtor, and they work with another realtor who did not properly represent them. So I didn't do a good job, because if they would have known I was a realtor, she told me, if I would have known that you were a realtor, I would have worked with you. Then we would have been able to sell our property sooner. Then we wouldn't have lost this much money. So since then, that was an eye opener that I have to get in the game. I really have to market myself. I have to market our team. We already had a team. Then we kind of changed names over the years. But that was when we started really seriously becoming a team and be a real team. Because a lot of people call themselves as teams just because a group of realtors work together. We're going to work together and we're going to be, this and, but it's not without a proper purpose, without a proper really
Plan. Yeah.
yeah, like there's no plan, and there's just that, we want to be the best kind of thing. So for us, it's really, that's the realization that we have to be seen so we can make a better impact in people's lives.
Right. And you made a really good point there. It's because you were already really good at what you were doing a couple of years before you started marketing yourself. And there's a lot of realtors out there that's maybe really good at what they're doing. But if you don't tell people, you just become the best kept secret, which nobody knows, right?
Yeah.
And imagine how many opportunities you would lose just because you're the best kept secret, right? Because talent, you gotta tell people your talent, or else it means nothing, right? It's just people don't know, then you don't get that opportunity. Yeah.
Exactly. I felt really bad because this family that approached me. They were referred by another person. They're like, didn't you know Katrina is a realtor? And so they said they were put in a really, like, in a bad position. They didn't get the proper pricing for their home. They didn't get proper marketing for their home. And then the market kind of went down. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I've took ownership, and taking extreme ownership is one of the things that we do well. And so that's one of the things that really opened my eyes. And also, of course, one of the hardest part is losing. I was nurturing a client for 3 years. We were working with them. We're really good. They know that I know I have the skills to get it done. And then they work with another realtor. And I was broken
Oh,
because they felt that the other realtor has more credibility than I do because of my marketing. Like, if the other realtor was marketing, like, was doing, he was being seen where I wasn't, and they see me because I nurture them, but they don't see me outside. So when we started marketing, we became more referable as well.
right. Excellent. So now you work as a team. It's called Katrina and a team, uh, as per your shirt, which is awesome. And you guys do a lot of amazing things, especially the last couple of years. And you can, for those that follow you on social media, can probably see it already. But what was your mindset going back when you started the team? It's like obviously you wanted to change and you did all these marketing, but what was really your mindset going into working as a full-on team, like with a system, right?
Yeah, it evolved. Of course, it started from where, like, like, it wasn't the right thing to think about. It's like, I just want to be a team so I can be cool and have a team. But then over the years, Neil and I decided that, first of all, we grew. We couldn't manage the business that we had within us. We wanted Building a team is being able to also live a life, and we can't do it ourselves. So what our challenge was, because we're a couple, we're husband and wife, whenever we travel together. And so the business is left without anybody to watch their clients. So we end up working when we're traveling. So that's one of the challenges that we face. And so, and having we have a full-time assistant. She's been with us for 14 years, and so she knows how to get a hold of us and all that. But being able to live a life, we have 3 kids, and I also love to volunteer at the church, and also love to I love my me time. And so building a team is being able to, first of all, it was overflowing with, because we marketed ourselves. Now we have more business. Now that we have more business, we're able to help other realtors with their businesses. And so we built a team so we can help other realtors build their business. We built a team so then we have someone to help us help our clients. So then we can take care of ourselves. And we are big on making sure that every member of our team also live the same lifestyle as we do, where we take days off. We have time, we have vacation time where it's true vacation time. And we also collaborate together as a team. Like, as a team, we are better. It's not just 1+1 = 2. I feel like, 1+1 = 4, right? Because of the fact
Right.
that together we can do more.
Yeah, it's all about getting together, leveraging everybody's talent and time,
Exactly. Yeah.
for better focus, so that's better result. And that's what really team should be able to do. It's to give everybody a balance, right?
Hmm.
Instead of everybody hustling to do the same thing. So which you've obviously operated very successfully. And we didn't mention this before. I mean, you were at the platinum years for a couple years there, but now you're one of the
Platinum
top
for
10. You're now one of the top 10 teams, obviously in diamond and multiple diamonds actually. But it's that's how big the difference is for you. So it has been the last couple of years. And success always, from real estate, from consumer, or a lot of people that don't know you well enough, they only see the good stuff, right? Oh, she's good, she's well, she's successful, and things like that. But little do people know how much you have to go through to get there. And
Mhm.
what are some of the challenges that you encountered throughout those times to get to where you are?
Well, it's a lot of mental. It's a lot of in between. It's inside here. It's between our ears. The challenge is like, it's being able to um, overcome those challenges. It's like questioning myself. Am I good enough? Am I good enough to do this? Do I really know what I'm talking about? It's like that accent that keeps coming out, and English is my second language. If you know me, that's my one of the things that, and sometimes I just make fun of myself. And the some of the challenges is really, being able do being able to am I able to do this, like, for me, like this time that we're in right now, I experienced it in 2008. The challenge is that, can I do this? Do I have enough money to survive this? Right. So the challenge is being able to overcome that, questioning myself, and believing in myself, and just to keep going, is how I overcome that mental challenge. Is the mindset is one of the things that I always help our client, our team with, is, we get bummed out, right, when we lose a client. And so, and how long do we stay in that bummed out space? It's being able to stop, notice, and take action. So the to answer your question, I kind of went the other direction.
It's all good.
But
It's all good.
some of the challenges that we, well, not hiring the right people. We had people in our team before where we wanted to have someone, we were like, oh, it doesn't hurt, let's just hire them. And we realized then that not having the right people also, it doesn't help our team. And so we had a few people in the team at that time where we didn't share the same values. We were not in alignment. We basically, the principles, the work ethic, it's not in the same alignment. And so we had to let them go. And one of them, actually, she joined us because she was our client. And I felt
Oh,
bad.
wow.
Not, she wanted to be like us. And I'm like, what's so cool about being us? It's not about what you, like you said, it's not about what you see on the outside. It's really what happens like behind the scenes. And it wasn't, it was painful. It was so painful. And so since then, we made a commitment to our team, because it wasn't just me and Neil who felt the pain. It's our staff, it's our support staff. They were having challenges dealing with them. And so we made a commitment to make sure that when we invite someone, and we are always growing, we're always looking to grow, we're always looking for someone to help. And whenever we invite someone to join our team, we want to make sure it's in alignment with who we are, our purpose, our principles, and our work ethic. And from there, it's easier. The other things you can learn, right? But the person, like the principles, and the how you see things, the values, that's, you don't just learn that.
Yeah, because a lot
And
of
there's
times
a lot of challenges.
yeah, because personality is hard to change. Like you said, the values and what their ultimate goal is, it's really tough. But skill sets, on the other hand, even though if you hire somebody with really good attitude and align with your values, even if they lack skills, if they're motivated enough, a lot of times they will be motivated to learn, right? And
Yeah.
keep going at it. And it goes back to your other point previously. It's all about the mindset of how you approach things, and that's how you should, anybody that's looking to build a team should be looking at, the mindset of the incoming person, right? Can they
Mhm.
work with you? And so that's I think that's key itself. So great points there. And we're going through this, talking about challenges, we're going through this COVID time, which
Mhm.
some of us are panicking, but some of us, like yourself, is like, okay, what's next, right? It's always what's next, which is good. And we need more of the what's next kind of people after the fact that they're getting adjusted to this new norm, I guess, or so to speak. So how have you guys adapted in terms of your business or your team to these times, during these times?
So we have, like, the good thing is we were already really in tune with what's happening even before this all kind of like before all this thing broke loose. And so we basically just made sure that we stay true to ourselves. And one of the things that we do is, communicate. And even before this, we already communicate a lot with our team, with our clients. But then we have to increase our communication. So as a team, we do huddle every day via Zoom. So huddling and staying in touch, because right now we gotta stay close. We have to stay as close as possible together, because it's uncharted territories, and so together we're managing to navigate through this. And how else do we basically just communicate to our clients too? We reach out to our clients and we be positive. We are leaders in our community, not me, but everyone in our team are leaders, and in our own families we are leaders, and someone has to be the beacon of light. And we wanted to make sure we continue to be positive and be genuine and be true to the people, and really just help others. And this too shall pass. I mean, the reality of it is there are things that are within our control, and there are things that are out of control. And the ones that are within control, that's what we manage. The ones that are out of control, we look and see to make sure we know what's happening out there, but we control what we can. And that's, again, in a lot of mindset. So we control how we interact with others, and also we want to make sure that we spread positivity in our community. A lot of people are on Facebook these days, so we like to do Facebook lives and just share positivity. We do fun stuff, and we just we post funny pictures of our family every week, just to kind of add to the positivity. Because there's already so much negativity. I don't want to add to the negativity. We want to be part of the solution. We want to be part of the positive things out there. So then when we're all out of here, we kind of get out of it less. Like, I would say we will be bruised, because this is really hard, but still we'll survive it. We'll get through it.
Yeah, and you mentioned being leaders, and a lot of people define leadership as someone that has to go on stage and talk to 500 people and so forth. And that's really the general people think that way. But in your definition, leadership is very different. You can be, as long as you want to take the responsibility, even within the family or within your own community, you just have to be a beacon of hope, or a light to everybody, right? And being positive and influence others. As long as you're able to influence others positively, you're already becoming a leader. And these are very important times for real estate agents. It's not so much about buying or selling these days, because the perception is not that great to just kind of market yourself buying or selling. But if you can just take the initiative, reach out, help people, and familiarize with how people are going through these times, or helping them through. And at the end of the day, it helps you with your business too, when we all come out of this, right? So
Yeah,
it's a very important thing to do.
it is. It's important to be to be able to lead, but we have to lead ourselves, our own our, our minds. We lead ourselves, then we get to lead other people. And it makes a big difference. I would say you can't wait for other people to kind of pick you up. You have to pick yourself up too, right? And so it starts from leading yourself. And you lead yourself to, like, I lead myself to start my day right by by doing the right things first thing. And so no one else will do that for me. No one else will lead that for me other than myself. So it starts within. It starts from within. And then and having the right people around you, surrounding yourself with the right people who will support you and cheer you on, is huge factor. We had to, over the years, we had to, I would say, prune. I don't know if that's the right thing to say. I mean, I don't want to say that about people, but your relationships evolve. And when we started making sure that the people we surround ourselves with are the people who are, first of all, good people that we can model, are good role models for us, and also people who share, again, the same values and support us in a way that they cheer us on, and they're there for us, and not be negative about what we're doing. We had people, our own friends, would make fun of us because we wrapped our own vehicle, and we now have two vehicles wrapped. So we had to kind of look at who we surrounded ourselves with. And we have less friends, but these are true friends, and these are the people who are helping us become better people.
Right. And true friends will always support, anything positive that you do. And that's how I always feel too. So,
Yeah.
so great point
Yeah.
there. So now we're coming into a time where I usually ask people, what's the Remax Hustle tip that you would give for our viewer here? And the Remax Hustle tip is usually unique to you, or what you've experienced. And you've given us a lot of great points already, from being mentally, strong to, having the right people on your team. And in fact, talking about having good people, I see that Neil is on here, saying hi to everybody. Hey, Neil. And another great leader that's in the chat room here is also Tom Davis from Calgary. I know him
Hey,
from a couple of
Tom.
years back. So he's also a really good guy in terms of teams. He's part of the Justin Haber team. So
Yes.
yeah. So what would be your Remax Hustle tip then?
I have so many Remax has I have so many tips, and I'm thinking, what am I gonna share? What's going to be relatable and what's going to be something? But the reality for me is like being intentional. And I had to decide on what that is just like 2 seconds ago, because I had like a list of things I wanted to share. But being intentional. To me, every day you have to have, like, you have to be intentional. One of the things that I learned from one of my coaches, we have several coaches, and so Coach Keith said, you the 30-20, and this is where 30-20-10 is like, we have to plan our months, our weeks, and our days, and spending 30 minutes for the month. Like right now it's really hard to see beyond next week. I mean, I don't even know what, I mean, I still feel like we're in March, right? So if, be intentional of what you're wanting to accomplish in your life. And if it has to be just micro commitments, and be intentional on what you want to accomplish tomorrow. I mean, even today, I mean, I already made the decision what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to want to prioritize tomorrow. So being intentional, micro commitments are huge, and small things, coach, what's this? Because I'm not going to pull this up, so I'm better not say it. But micro commitments, be intentional. In a day, the night before, you want to make sure you start your day, the following day, on a good note. So you want to decide on what are the 3 key things that you're going to accomplish, that you're going to work on, that will make an impact in your own life, that is important to you and your family. And once you have that, there's an intention. So you wake up with a purpose. Now it's not hard to wake up. You wake up with a purpose, and those 3 things that you're going to do is just knock them off your list, and you're done. And then you actually get more inspired to do more. And I notice when I do that, when I'm intentional about what I'm going to do that day, I actually get more accomplished, because what I finished, I get inspired to do more.
That is absolutely correct. Because especially, I guess, especially nowadays, because people are not going out hustling all the time, so it's harder for people to wake up the next day and go, "Oh, what am I going to do?" But if you actually just even take, I guess, 10 minutes or 15 minutes the night before, kind of write down what your intentions for the next day or your goals for the next day, it really helps from a mental state to, just even mental happiness. Like you said, like once you get it done, you fulfilled it and you want to do more the day afterwards, right? Because you're moving
Mhm.
forward. I think that's the key, is to keep moving forward. And these little plans for, these micro strategies that you do, intentions, will help in terms of that. So great tip. I think that's wonderful. A lot of people can take note, and hopefully they do, and adapt to their daily life. Anyways, thank you for being on the show here. Appreciate it, everything that you shared. I think there's a lot of goodies, key points that people can actually write down and, learn from and adapt to their own business and life in general. But thank you again. And if there's anybody that have any questions, feel free to type in the chat. Katrina will probably, and her team will be looking at it. And if there's anything that they can help with, for sure, they're more than happy to chat with you. So have fun, stay safe, with you and your family and your kids, and keep doing those awesome, funny videos. I think they're awesome, so funny. So
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye
Bye.
now.